the entry of a new telecom giant has no doubt kicked up a storm in the telecom space over the last financial year, with revenues coming to eroding to a level like never before. But with consolidation in the pipeline, will the DOT step into the operator's rescue? To talk on that and more on the 3 years of completion of the government, I am joined by Manoj Sinha, Telecom Minister at this point in time. So thank you so much for joining here with us on CNBC TV18. My first question to you is, the telecom sector is witnessing a consolidation wave, be it smaller players like Telenor being acquired by Airtel, or giants such as Vodafone and Idea Cellular being merged in due course. Do you think this kind of a consolidation was inevitable?
I think it is more beneficial, and worldwide practices in most of the countries 2 or 3 players are there.
Yep.
And after consolidation, I think harmonization of spectrum will take place and better services will be available for the consumers. And what consolidations I can assess, at least there will be 5-6 players, so there will be a good competition also. There will be no monopoly. So I think it's a good practice.
Sure. So you do say that consumer is king. So with the consolidation in the coming months, as you said, about largely 4 to 5 players in the telecom space, will this be, the consumers will benefit out of this consolidation? And how do you think will change the dynamics for the sector?
You see, small players are leaving the playing field.
Yes.
And naturally, every telecom service provider needs a broad base.
Yes.
And certainly for that only they are consolidating.
Sure.
And competition is very tough. A huge market is available in India. And everybody is trying to grab the market.
Yes, definitely.
And that's why this consolidation is taking place.
Sure.
And what I feel, naturally consumer will be benefited.
Okay, as we're talking about consolidation, Vodafone and Idea will soon, merge together. They have started their processes. In fact, Kumar Mangalam Birla, as well as the Vodafone Global CEO, came to meet you to discuss the potential merger. Have they already, submitted their application to the DOT as far as seeking regulatory clearances are concerned?
You see, they have met me, undoubtedly. And still they have not applied for merger in DOT.
Okay.
They are doing their process in other departments.
Sure.
Once they send their application, we will go by the norms.
Sure. The telecom sector is under great financial stress. The RBI has also written to the banks asking them for a higher provisioning for the telecom sector at this point in time. Does this worry you? Is the DOT watching the health of the sector, which is continuously eroding, especially over the last 6 to 9 months? Once, as a new telecom player has, kicked up a storm in this, industry, does this really worry you, or is the government watching?
In third and fourth quarter, naturally, the balance sheet shows that there is a deterioration in the revenues of the TSPs. But as far as new player is concerned, he was entitled to give promotional offer for 90 days, and he gave it.
Sure.
Earlier also, when new players came to increase their consumer base, they have given such type of offers.
Yes.
And at this stage, I can say that whenever it will be needed, government will intervene. And India is a huge market.
Yeah.
And the market is shifting from voice to data.
Yes.
And hopefully 125 million people are in our country. And day by day the use of data is increasing. I think the sector will revive.
Sure.
And in 2000 also, this type of phenomenon was seen in the sector.
Yes.
But I think every telecom service provider is in a good health. And I have already told you many times that I am not Minister of BSNL. I am Minister of Telecom.
Right.
So definitely I will look into the financial health of private telecom service providers also.
Right.
And if needed, we will intervene.
Sure. You're quite optimistic as far as the recovery process goes for the telecom industry. You also did say that the DOT will intervene as and when required, but the financial stress is quite starking. This is being discussed in the finance ministry level as well. Are there any sectors where it needs to touch upon, where DOT has to work on?
We are vigilant. And I told you whenever needed we will intervene.
Sure.
But it can't be discussed with you how we will intervene and when we will intervene.
Sure. Okay. You did talk about BSNL. In fact, the next big thing to watch out for will be the merger of BSNL with MTNL. It is under a thought by the PMO as well. Do you think that this merger will really benefit to the loss-making MTNL at this point in time? And as well for BSNL as well?
At this stage, I can't comment on this because there is no such proposal of merger of BSNL and MTNL.
All right.
There are thoughts.
Okay.
Department of officials are working on them. But one thing is sure that if it takes place, then it will be a big player of telecom big player of telecom in government sector.
Absolutely.
And it will certainly increase their customer base also.
So do you think that...
one thing is there, in backward areas and rural areas, BSNL is providing the services.
Yes.
And being service providers, being a government PSU, BSNL, MTNL are doing quite well. After all these ups and downs, they are surviving. They have seen so many ups and downs in their history, and I hope that they will survive.
Sure. So if at all BSNL and MTNL's operations are merged together, do you think that this state sector giant will be able to take on the private telcos as well, given the market dynamics?
At present, 12 to 13% share are with government telecom service providers.
Sure.
And we have fixed some targets that they should increase it to 15%.
15%.
And once services, if merged, definitely the subscriber base will increase. Let one decision be taken, then we will let you know.
All right. The industry has been talking about easing several processes in licensing norms for ease of doing telecom business in India, right from definition of AGR to M&A guidelines being relaxed. Are you looking at any of such relaxation or reforms in the making by the TOT to enable telcos, as far as ease of doing telecom business is concerned?
See, we are in favor of ease of doing business, and we have done a lot in this. Harmonization of spectrum, trading and sharing we have allowed. So many steps, RWA rules we have formulated. So many things we have done for ease of doing business. As far as AGR is concerned, the matter is sub judice. So it will be not proper for me to comment on that.
Sure. So what kind of reforms will we see really in FY18 in the new financial year, which would benefit the industry
Once
as well?
we decide, we will let you know.
Sure. Sure. All right, sir. And of course, we are talking about spectrum auctions. The DOT has, started the process. You have sent the reference to the TRAI. Now the TRAI will start the consultation process in due course. 2 new bands are being evaluated for sale. But do you think the industry is ready for another round of spectrum auctions?
It's not question of industry. See, whenever we have to go for any auction, we must seek the opinion of TRAI, and that's what we have done.
Sure.
And most of the spectrum which are available for 5G, I think still the technology is not in the domain, available in the domain. They are working it. They are working on 5G technology, and once it is finalized, DOT also wants that everything should be ready. And once the technology comes, we can be in a position. We have not decided any date for auction. So I don't think anybody should worry about it.
Sure.
But the process and the transparent process will be followed
Sure.
by this government.
Sure. But given the process have already started, TRWare will soon start the consultation process. You said that the date has not been finalized, but will we see another round of spectrum sale by the March of 2018, sir?
Let the TRAI give the recommendation. Then we will think which is a suitable time,
Sure.
and we'll let you know.